everybody, G from We'll Make Creations here, and today we're going to learn how to make a holder for your dies for the cam rivet press machine. So here's how we're going to get started with a 19 by 19 quilted piece, and I will go serge these edges and then I will come back. Okay, I have serged the quilt all the way around. I have cut three 3-inch strips of vinyl, just clear 20 gauge vinyl, and I put binding on just one edge of it, just to give a nice little decorative touch. So then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna place these according to my needs. So I'm gonna go and get the dies that I have and see, but I think I'll probably just start this, just start doing it like evenly from the 5-inch mark here, and then probably, this isn't easy to do one-handed, but like every 5 inches or so, put this and leave some room at the top so I can grommet it to my cart. That's eventually my plan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure these are even, and I'm gonna go and I'm going to zigzag these with my sewing machine across the bottom and the sides first. And then I'll go in and make divisions where I see fit. So I have just laid my strips across there, and they are at the 4-inch mark, the 10-inch mark, and the 16-inch mark going across. And I will take it to my machine and get the length of them sewed down and the sides, and then I'll determine my pocket sizes, the divisions, later. Okay, so now I'm going to be zigzagging the bottom parts of the pockets onto my quilted piece. I've done one line of sewing here, and then I'll show you how I'm doing that. And then what I'll do is I'll make this stitch a little bigger and go one more pass on it. That way it's not puncturing the vinyl all in the same place every time, and because that will perforate it. So I will set you here and we'll see if I can show you how I'm sewing these on, if this doesn't get in the way here. So I like to take and start with my zigzag stitch right here on the edge, and then I'm gonna just zigzag down through here. You have to pay attention because this vinyl is hard to see if you're getting it right. So you try to keep that vinyl right in the center of that foot. If you're using a BB foot on a Janome machine, then just keep that right in the center where the opening is, and it will do just fine. I backed up at the end just a little bit, and let's see if we can show that to you. Sure is easier when Sherry's filming me, but that's how that's going on. So I'll do one more on the bottom one, and then I will go back with a different stitch length and just stitch over it one more time. I think I'm moving the camera, but trying not to. Okay, so we're gonna start this. We're gonna back up a few stitches, which we're gonna be going back over it anyway, but And part of the reason why is in case your eyesight got messed up and you missed a couple stitches with the first zigzag, you'll catch it with the second zigzag because you'll see the stitching and it'll be easier to stay where you need to be staying. So let's see if we can show this. So right now, the pockets are just flapping at the tops, right? So we're gonna go through and get these sides tacked down first with the same stitch we've been using, and then we will switch our stitch. So I'm gonna go and just tack these down on each edge. Let's see. I'm going to start at the top of that pocket, and I'm going to pull my threads up so it doesn't look bad on the back, which it's not going to be showing, but it's okay. I just like to be neat. And we're going to zigzag this pocket a couple times down through here. Zigzag. Just make sure we got it on there real good. And cut that off. And we're going to be doing that to each of these edges. Pull my bottom thread up. When I can't get it, I reach in there with a hemostat and pull it out. Or tweezers or whatever you can use to get it to come up. And we're going to zigzag across that pocket a couple times, come down through here. And there we have it. Cut our stitches. And one more time. Oh, I didn't catch my bottom thread. Oh, that one didn't either. All right, I'm just gonna start sewing. And come on down. And then cut it off. So, here's what we got on those sides. Right here. So now these are all tacked down. There, there, and there. Now we're going to do it to the other side. Okay. I decided obviously not to pull up my threads. It's not going to show on the back anyway, so. Obviously, I'm not even doing each one of them the same way, but you'll see it'll work out. All right, so now we actually have all of it tacked down. And now we've got just one big pocket here and here. So the next thing we're going to do is make divisions according to what we want to put in these little pockets. So I'll go back and zigzag another stitch on all of these one time with a different stitch length. And let me see if I'll... So what I'll do is just pop this up maybe 4 turns and that 4 turns, and then we'll go and make one more stitch line across the ones we already did. I just thought, well, I'll go ahead and keep the camera on while I'm doing this. And hopefully you're able to see pretty good. Stick this in here, and we're just going to start going right back over where we were. Okay. So this is obviously going to reinforce the bottoms of those pockets, and with using black, it's, you know, a little bit of our decorative touch, because you can see the stitching. You could totally use your coordinating colored threads and make it even fancier. This is just a basic, quick, I gotta make something to keep my rivet press dies in, because they're all over the place and I need to keep them organized. So, that is that. And now I will go get those dies and see how wide I want to make these pockets for those dies to sit in. Okay, so next, I'm gotta get rid of all these threads that are hanging. I can't stand that. So I'm gonna clean this up, and then we'll get going again. Okay, so now we are ready to decide how big we want these pockets. So this is a key fob clamping die, and it's fairly large, so I'm gonna lay this down here and see if I just follow the lines of my quilting pieces, will that be big enough for some of these dies? And I don't think so. So what I'm gonna do is just get out some of these and say, okay, I want this one from here to here. You know, I want this one from here to here. So on and so forth. So that's what I'm gonna do, is decide which dies I have and decide how big. I don't want to put them too tight so they don't fit in there. So I will go, and it looks like I'll probably be dividing these maybe in 3-inch sections or so. So I'll let you know what I decided. Okay, so here's what I decided to do with this bottom row. I've got my 3.5 by 8 template here, so 3.5 inches wide. I marked it with my Taylor Seville chalk that I just marked a straight line down the ruler, the template, and so that's 3.5 inches for that section, and I did it from either end twice. So 3.5, 3.5, and then 3.5, 3.5, and then I kind of divided this and just made a little mark here, because I figure a long tool can go in here, like a screwdriver or a an awl or a straight tool. So I'm going to go and put those lines in with some zigzag stitches like I did before, and we'll be back. Okay, so here's what that looks like. I have just taken a zigzag stitch and did my separations, and I went down and backed up on each one just to reinforce the lines. And I am still on my 2.6 and my 3.7 settings. It's a little bit of a bigger stitch and it looks nice. So let's see how these fit. So I don't like keeping all this in my in these baggies, and I want to make sure I make labels and know what I've got here. So here are a set of dies. These are for the plastic snaps, and they're in here where I can see them really good, and I'll probably label each of these pockets as well. So let's see if you can see that. And I'm gonna keep this in here for now. And probably this is probably what I'm gonna end up doing. All right, so now I'm gonna decide about my next set of pockets. Okay, so I have gotten a couple of rows done that I put several different size pockets here and there. And actually on this top one, I'm not measuring anything. I'm just gonna randomly separate these pockets and see what I come up with. I don't know what for sure is gonna go inside of them yet, because I'm not even sure how many dies I actually have. So once I start organizing them, I'll see. So I'll just try to make multiple pockets just with different widths. That way I can accommodate whatever I have. So here I go, just randomly spacing some divisions out. Real fast. I'm reinforcing here because that's what's going to take the brunt of going in and out of these pockets. So then I'll space over to here. And then lock out my stitches. Sometimes I don't even lock them out. I've just been cutting them, but it's secure in there. Okay. Ooh, that one I kind of went over, but who cares, right? No one's gonna even notice that. And let's see, on this edge, maybe I'll leave a little bit here and just make that a bigger pocket right there. As you see, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing at this point. I'm just getting some divisions put in there. And then I shall teach myself how to use my cam rivet press to do some grommets on here to hang it from my rivet press cart. So I'll just continue to make pockets. Here, there, and everywhere. And this doesn't just need to be for rivet press dies. This could be for whatever little trinkets you want to organize. And it's a good way to practice your free motion quilting and then turning it into something. So this one, I think I'll just kind of divide this one in half, and then we'll be all done with the divisions of these pockets. All right, so this is what it's looking like. And I will go and figure out how to do the grommets, and I'll video that too. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to put these rivets or grommets in. These are grommets that I'm going to be hanging this thing off of my cart. So first I need to apply grommets. So I went through with a Sharpie and just marked where I want my grommets to be. I've hole punched it, and now I just need to make little slits. That way the grommet will fit in there. Just little tiny slits. And I'm gonna push this part of the grommet with the thicker one through this hole as best I can. And if it doesn't fit, then I'm gonna make a few more little slits. I didn't do my holes very big because I didn't want to have such a huge hole, but also need a hole big enough for this to go in. So obviously I need to cut this a little bit more and make sure my grommet will push through to the back side. I don't know if you can see that poking through. And then I'm going to take the very small ring and set that in there. And now I will put this in my rivet press. Hold it and then push down on my handle, and there, my rivet is totally, or not my rivet, my grommet is totally installed. So that is what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to go ahead and cut a few slits in here so I don't struggle so much this time. I'm going to push this through from the front to the back side. And once I see that poking through there, that one was much easier. I'm going to put the little disc on there and set it in here. Push down on my cam press, and there are my rivets so far. Gonna go ahead here, snip, 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 and snip. Push my grommet through the front to the back. Put my little ring on there and set it in there and give it a press, and voila, my grommets are in. And I have one more that I didn't pull out the hardware for. So let me get in my messy cart, which is the whole reason why I am doing this project, is so I can get all this under control. So again, I will show you the two parts that I'm using. These are grommets. There's a male part and a female part. So the male part's a bigger one. It has a protruding ring. So I'm going to push it from the front to the back, like that. I didn't cut that one good enough, so I'm going to go and make another snip in there so it can push through to the back good. And then I'll set my ring on here. Put that in my machine and give it a press. And it magically just snaps together So here are my grommet holes. And next I will find some little hooks to be able to hang it on my cart. So here we are, we've got the grommets in there. There's the grommets. And now I have to have a way to hook it to my cart. So I decided to make these tabs 2.5 inch long. And I am going to put them through the grommets. And then I will use the plastic snaps to snap them to my cart. So that is what we're going to do next. All of these will get plastic snaps so I can snap them right onto my cart. Hope you're able to see that. So that is my idea. And I will come back after I've executed that. Okay, so what I didn't take into account was the size of these grommets and not being able to pass once I've put my fasteners on, not be able to pass it through the grommets. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna install it on one piece of each, one snap on each piece of these fabrics here. And then I will put it in here and then affix the other part to it so it can snap onto my cart. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I've already installed one piece on. That was the female piece. And now I'll make a hole through here. And I'll put my thumbtack looking piece in there. Oh, not yet, because I've got to put it through my grommet first. So put it through my grommet. I'm gonna stick this thumbtack looking one. Look, my hole's already closed back almost. Stick the thumbtack looking part in here. Now I will get the male part and stick it on here and just raise this up to my press. I've got the no change die in the top so I don't have to keep changing back and forth. And that's that. And so now, listen, that is how they're going to hook to my cart. So I'll show you one more. Just set this right here. I'll go ahead and punch a hole through this end. Put my thumbtack looking part on there. Push it through. Get my female piece, which to get some out of the baggie. You see what a mess this cart ends up being? That's why I wanted to make this so I would have a place for everything. So here's my female piece onto that. I'll set it in here, making sure that my thumbtack part is sitting down in the well of the die, and then push, and then that's that part. I'll feed it through here. Probably should have top stitched these binding pieces. I didn't think about it till right this minute. Oops. I must have been at an angle. That one didn't go on right. So let me try that again. If I can get this other piece to come out. Hold on, let me redo that. I really should have this pressed where I'm pressing to the side, not front to back. Now we'll feed this through. Make me a hole. Put my thumbtack looking part on here. Push it through. Helps if you line up the hole. I'm trying to hold up my piece while I'm doing this and try to stay in the camera. Oh, that was the piece. No wonder that wouldn't push through. That was the piece that I had broken. Okay, so this is pushing through that hole. And now I'm going to get the male part and put it on here. I'll set it in my press. So it's in the hole correctly. Push down. Doesn't take much strength. And now we've got our second little doodad on there. So here we are with the binding pieces as my connector to my cart. As you see, I used the clear size 20 cam snaps, and I had to feed it through the grommet after or before I put the snaps, because this diameter is smaller than this. So, but we found a way around the issue, and I didn't have to ask my honey to go to the Home Depot. So there, I will show you in a few minutes the finished project. Okay, so how you like that? I originally didn't measure for that bottom to be covered as well. Poor planning on my part, but hey, this serves a great purpose and it's cute too. So I will show you after I have all my dies put in there. Hey everybody, it is reveal time. So here is the organizer that we just made for the cam snap press for all the dies to be organized, and I will relabel everything at one point, but not right this minute. And there I used the grommets and some clear snaps, size 20. And so that is one organized space for all my dies so that I can keep track of them. And there's my beautiful cam press rivet press. Anyway, if you want to go on camsnaps.com and use the code TWINS10, TWINS10, you can get a discount on your product from them. Also, I'll be glad to see if you make one of your own on the Cam Snaps Facebook page. So, take care. I'm glad you watched this whole video, and we will see you at a later time. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. It wasn't easy filming by myself, but I'm trying. And thank you for watching and supporting our channel. And until next time, peace out.